Okay, let's talk about mistakes that you might make as a Twitch streamer, whether you're beginning your career or a little further into it. My goal here is to tell you about very, very specific things, to give you the nuance behind those things, and then hopefully give you some tips and tricks to avoid them or remedy them if you already fell into them. For videos like this, where I'm basically gonna be yapping the whole time, I'm going to experiment with putting some gameplay. Maybe that'll give me more audience retention. If that's something that you actually enjoy seeing, let me know in the comment section below. Also, quickly before we start, you might have noticed that I am basically actively refusing sponsors on my newest videos because I want them to be straight to the point so you can get the information, but I also want to have at least a couple of videos where I'm not necessarily selling you something right off the bat. So if you want to help me out, make sure you like the video and subscribe, and of course share it with your streamer friends. Alright, let's talk about the relationship between the Twitch streamer and the viewer. This is probably the thing that I see people get wrong very, very fast, very quickly into their career. One comment that I get quite often is something along the lines of, hey, my streams actually go really well. I think I'm an amazing entertainer. I can hold up a conversation. We can talk about anything. I'm really good at being social with my chat and all of that. But sometimes there's no one speaking in chat, and therefore I just stay silent. They don't really say it like that. They don't really say, hey, I just stay silent, but you can get it from what they're saying. And here, I would say that being silent in those, low moments is not the mistake per se. I think the mentality behind, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna wait for my chat to be popping so I can become entertaining. And that is a very, very natural thing. That's the nuance behind it. It's a very natural thing, is that, hey, if there's no one at your party, then you're not gonna be partying, right? The thing is, as a streamer, especially as a beginner, as a small streamer, if you will, you have to kind of put on a show that will make people want to come in and engage, or at least you need to open the doors in a way to make your stream more welcoming. You are extremely lucky if someone pops into your chat randomly, sees you not saying a single word, completely locked into your game, and then decide to chat. Whereas if they come in and you're already talking, granted to yourself, but you're talking about a subject that might be relatable, and believe it or not, there's no weird trickery or anything. You usually talk about basic stuff like what you had for breakfast this morning. If I come to your stream and you're talking about breakfast, I know about breakfast. I love breakfast. I'm gonna talk to you about breakfast. But if I come to your stream and you're just on your game, I'm not even gonna say hi. Most likely I'm just gonna find something more entertaining to watch or something more engaging. The whole engagement stuff it's a two-way thing, but you as the entertainer, you need to make your stream engaging enough for people to want to engage back, not the other way around. Think of it like this. If you're a comedian and you're on stage and your whole thing is do crowd work, but you never ask the crowd any questions, right? You just stand there and you're waiting for someone to say something so you can begin your comedy act. It wouldn't make sense, would it, right? You can definitely take inspiration from this. You can constantly be asking questions. If you're talking to yourself, yes, talking to yourself is gonna be like the hardest thing to do here, but that's something that you're gonna have to learn and practice as a content creator in general. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm looking at a camera and that's it. There's no one else in here. Quickly before we move on from this tip, extra tip. I would say that the first level to practice talking to yourself is to stream of consciousness. Just say what's on your mind. Most likely you're gonna end up talking about the game. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna go there. Oh my God. I heard gunshots. I'm gonna go there. That's the first level. That's engaging. That's good. That gets you talking, but it's not enough because most people who are gonna show up maybe don't know anything about the game, or maybe are not necessarily interested on what you're doing in the game. They're more interested in you and having a conversation. But once you're comfortable just speaking to yourself, you can get to talking about more relatable stuff. Just avoid like upsetting subjects and things like that, but relatable stuff like food, music, movies is my go-to personally, because I know I can yap about that stuff for hours without having a single person in chat. So if you have any special interests, hobbies, talk about that stuff. This one might be a tired subject, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Focusing way too much on the game and the gameplay and whatever content you think you're putting out there, when most people are coming to your stream for you. I'll say it right now. Most people go and watch smaller streamers because they want that interaction, because they want that to discover a human being with taste, with emotion, with banter. And unfortunately, too many streamers sacrifice all of that for trying to provide the most high level gameplay possible. That doesn't make sense. No one is watching you for that. And I get it. In your mind, you think that if you play at like a pro level, or like the highest level that you play, the more people are gonna want to stay and watch you, but it's not really true. Streaming is all about entertainment. You're like a live entertainer. If you lock in way too much just to provide this amazing gameplay, it's basically you being like, watch this, look, watch this. Isn't that impressive? Look, watch this. Isn't that impressive? Look, watch. The nuance here is that I'm not saying don't play at a professional level or don't play well or anything. I am saying that it doesn't really matter, but if you really, really want to play at a high level, you need to learn how to balance it. And honestly, if you want to go pro as a professional gamer in any competitive game, honestly, like don't stream. Spend your time actually practicing and go to local competitions where you might get scouted by a professional team. For a lot of upcoming pro players, streaming is actually a distraction. Streaming actually deters them from becoming pro. That is, if the goal is to become a pro player. If the goal is to become an entertainer, sometimes if you're doing bad in the game, it's funnier to watch. It's more entertaining to watch than if you were like perfect. I personally say find a balance. Your priority, as soon as you click start streaming, your priority should be the stream. Otherwise, there's no point in streaming. What are some tips and tricks in order to, correct that if you find yourself locking in a little too much? Just remember that you're streaming. Look at the camera from time to time. It doesn't matter, oh, there's no one watching me. Why would I look at the camera? Come on, man. Why are you streaming then? Stop streaming. No one's watching me. Stop streaming then. If that's gonna be your excuse for everything, stop streaming. Oh, you want to keep on streaming? Okay, then listen. The whole chat clip that when no one's in stream, it works. I encourage you to keep on doing it. Look at the camera and go chat clip that. Chat, did you see this? You can call it fake it till you make it. I don't care. It is more entertaining if I'm clicking on a random stream and I see that the streamer is actively trying to entertain an audience, no matter who the audience is, no matter how many people are in the audience. It's gonna make me want to engage with the stream more than if they're just locked in, playing a game perfectly. A game that I probably don't play myself, or I don't play at this level, or if I wanna watch pro players, I'll watch some pro competitions on the same damn website. If I come to your chat and I'm like, yo, what's up? And I get like very, very short answers. And I get, sup. And then you go back to being a pro. I'm not coming back. Real talk, I'm not coming back. Hopefully that's clear. The branding point should be pretty quick. You kind of need branding at a certain point in your career. If you're starting out and you don't have branding, it's not a huge deal. Like it's really, really not a huge deal. But at a certain point in your career, when you're starting to have, a couple of regulars and things like that, you need to think of the basics of branding. Usually like pick 1, 2, 3 colors max and then stick with them. So no matter what your graphics look like, stick at least with the colors. Now, later on, you want to pick a graphic style and stick with that too on top of the colors. But for now, I just want you to think of a couple colors that if I see those colors pop up on my feed, I need to think of you. If I see those colors pop up and it's someone else, I still need to think of you, right? Me, of course, like there's the whole purple and teal thing or cyan or whatever. That's one thing. And you want to make sure that you make those colors appear everywhere. Everywhere that you can customize, put those colors there. That's it. The mistake in this case is people who are constantly switching out their graphics and then they're switching out their colors, they're switching out their graphic style, so they never stay consistent. Therefore, they're not very memorable. Like it's like in general, right? Being memorable, of course, you are the most memorable part of your whole brand, but it's a whole package, right? It should be you plus your branding plus your content. That's what makes you memorable. If you have one of those that keeps changing, you might as well have a different person on your live stream and then wonder, I don't understand why I don't have regulars. I just switch people every time. So that's the point of branding, basically. Okay, next one is not understanding how personal your journey is. The amount of questions that I get that I'm like, only you can answer this is kind of obnoxious, honestly. The whole point of being a content creator is that you're gonna try stuff and then sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But no one can really tell you what's really gonna work. I can tell you about trends. I can be like, oh, people tend to enjoy this. People tend to enjoy when your mic sounds perfect, right? But plenty of successful streamers with the crappiest mics. The only way for you to find out if something works for you or doesn't work for you is to literally try it and to give it a real try. Don't do it once for 5 minutes and then be like, well, it didn't really work. I didn't become famous overnight, so it didn't really work. So you constantly have to experiment as a content creator in general, as a Twitch streamer, definitely. Write down some stuff if you have to. Be like, hey, you know what? I played an FPS. This is how the stream went. Okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it the day after tomorrow. And then at the end of the week, I'm gonna write a report on how it went. And then the next week, I'm gonna play some cozy games and see how that goes. Play Farm Simulator and see how that goes. And then you'll have enough data to basically know your audience. Something that I say a lot is that you're supposed to know your audience better than they know themselves, right? A lot of Twitch streamers are gonna be like, hey guys, if I stream this, will you watch? They don't know. Believe it or not, they don't know what you could do to entertain them. It's just a human thing in general. We know very little about what we actually enjoy. A lot of people can't even express in details why they love certain things. So when you're asking them something that they just don't know. I'm not saying don't ask, okay? Definitely give them the illusion of choice. Get that engagement. But ultimately, you're gonna have to try out things in order to get results and answers to your questions. Do not rely on the viewer to tell you what they like and what they will enjoy because, well, everyone is an individual. You might have one person that's able to articulate what they like, but that doesn't mean that for you, that specific thing that the specific viewer likes is going to be the thing that makes you blow up or whatever. So when streamers come to me and they're like, oh, what about if I did this? What about if I did that? Stop ifing. Just do. Just do, and then get the answers. Same thing for software questions. People are like, oh, if I do this, will it work with... Those things are free, man. For 5 minutes, you would get an answer. I don't know you. I don't know what computer you have. I don't know your audience. So a lot of things I just can't answer because it's so personal. Since your journey is so personal, feel free to experiment. Like, never stop experimenting. Throw stuff at the wall until something sticks. All right, we have the classic, I stream 24 hours a day and it's not working. What am I doing wrong? You're streaming 24 hours a day. Of course, I'm exaggerating here, but a lot of people will basically take all of their free time and just stream the whole time. That's not good. That's not good. Imagine you opened up a restaurant and I tell you, hey, I'm cooking the whole time. I'm the only employee at the restaurant and I cook the whole time. Someone else might be like, hey, who's serving the tables? Who's doing inventory? Who's doing taxes? Who's cleaning, making sure that the restaurant is clean? Who's greeting the customers? Who's taking the orders? You see what I mean? Quickly, you realize, oh, there's a bunch of stuff that I should be doing to assure the right functioning of this restaurant. And I'm doing none of that. So streaming as much as you can for all the free time that you have is exactly that. Is like, you feel like you're being productive because it's all about the live stream, right? This is how you collect the viewers and blah, blah, but it's really not. The nuance about this is that, yes, you do need to stream a fair amount of time. That's the whole thing with streaming. You know, if you're getting into streaming, don't think that, oh, this is going to be a little thing that I do like 5 minutes a day or whatever, or 1 or 2 hours a week. Most likely, you're just gonna look into increasing the amount of time that you stream. Pro streamers are streaming like 12 to 15 to 16 to 17 hours a day. That's what streaming is. That's the nuance part. Like, you're getting into it, like that's what you're getting yourself into. Of course, for people who want to go pro, which is like exactly who I'm targeting with my videos. So that's the big nuance here. You're getting into a practice that requires a lot of hours. But if you're a beginner or if you're a small streamer and you wanna grow, you actually want to allocate a little bit of your time to doing all that good stuff. What is all that good stuff? Well, first of all, it's going to be being present on social media platforms, for example, just being present on the internet in general. If you're a live streamer on the internet, you're a live broadcaster, an entertainer on the internet, you need to have an established presence on the internet in general. So on social media platforms, people need to find you. On video platforms, on other streaming platforms, sometimes people need to find you. If I Google you and I can only find your Twitch channel, you're kind of doing something wrong. Of course, being an established personality on the internet is one thing, and then you can use that to promote your live stream, to funnel, I hate this word so much, to bring people, to bring some traffic to your live stream that way. Now, if you want to actively create content on those other platforms, that's one of the best ways to bring traffic, even though the traffic is usually very low, but that depends on how much effort you're willing to put into that. Of course, I'm the big advocate for establishing a certain workflow, meaning that if you're gonna stream 3 days out of 5, your remaining 2 days, you should probably be taking clips from your VODs and then posting them everywhere. If you manage to find a gimmick that works for you, then that's even easier. You just know that you're gonna have to repeat the same thing over and over and over again, and it makes life super easy. You bring traffic, and then your main thing is going to be Twitch streaming. But also in the list of things that you should be doing on the side, rewatching your VOD and figuring out where you want to improve. Very important. Sometimes it's just simplifying the whole streaming setup. You usually want your system to be very, very simple so you can go live, so it doesn't basically impede in your way to doing your entertainment stuff, which is the next point. overcomplicating your setup for no reason whatsoever. Now I get it. You probably listen to some influencers like me or anyone else that convince you to buy every single new piece of tech because they say it's amazing and it's great for them. And it's all tech that you don't even know how to use to the max potential, but now you have it, so you feel like you're forced to use it, especially because they're expensive. And now you have one single software for each of your pieces of tech that need to be updated, that will break eventually, and then you're not gonna be able to stream because, oh, my audio is not working, oh, my headset is not working, oh, I'm getting a bug with my, how do I separate my audio? So sometimes I hear about like tech issues that people are getting and they explain their setup and I'm like, why do you need any of, how does that even benefit the viewer at all that you have all those things? And also, how much money are you spending on this? How much money are you making on all this? It's all about workflow. I've definitely invested in stuff where I realize this is not the best way for me to go. It sounded good at first, and then I have to abandon it because it's not gonna work out. It doesn't make the task easier. It actually becomes a chore because it makes it more complicated and I constantly have to repair and to maintain things. Oh, and I received an email a couple months ago. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, I don't answer like personal emails like that. I don't, you can't just send me an email asking for advice and I send it like I'm coaching you for free. I don't do coaching. I hate doing coaching. Definitely don't do any one-on-one, no DM things. But on top of that, I definitely don't do it for free. Anyways, the email was listing so many pieces of gear where I was like, oh, that's overkill. Oh, that's overkill. Oh, that's overkill. And then the person was like, I don't know, like the stream is not working and I'm constantly having issues and blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you made the decision to put as many buttons to go live as to fly a commercial airplane. That's you. You did this. It's not the practice of streaming that's that complicated. You made it that complicated. Bunch of people get on their PlayStation, they click go live on Twitch, never even change their title, and then boom, they're live. And they have no issues whatsoever during the whole stream, no tech problems. You have this whole $10,000, $20,000 setup just to have all of the issues in the world. Now it's preventing you from actually being live for a good amount of time. And guess what? You're just not streaming. You're straight up not a streamer. So the advice here is think. I don't know what to say. I understand that I'm part of the problem in a way, but also you want me to be part of the problem. A lot of people are tech heads that just want to buy the new shiny thing. The problem is that they're not buying it because it's going to be useful. They're buying it because it's a new shiny thing and they want it, right? They're victims of capitalism. And if that's you and you're conscious of that, that's fine. Do your thing. You love tech, buy tech. That's fine. Collect tech. But don't come to me and be like, oh my God, my overcomplicated setup has issues. It's like, whose fault is that? Anyways, the actual advice is like, really ask yourself, what do you need? Usually like the priority is to go live and entertain your viewers, all right? What should you invest in that is actually going to impact the way you create your content or your live stream in general, or how entertaining the live stream is going to be? I mean, that's the responsible thing to do. We all know, like, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. Or even better, actually learn the fundamentals about pieces of gear. If you're gonna buy a new mic, but you don't know what a VST plugin is, you have no idea how to set up a compressor, what good is the new mic going to do for you? I mean, you'll be able to cosplay as a content creator. You'll be able to cosplay as a big streamer. You're like, oh, as long as the logo is visible, I'm gonna be like my favorite YouTuber. Except you're gonna spend your hard-earned money to not sound as good when I got this for free. Make it make sense. All right, I feel like that's enough yapping. I'm gonna end with the same point that I try to end those videos, give you the hope part, right? It's honesty, humor, and hope. This is the hope part. The hope part is the whole fun thing. You know by now, man. I keep repeating myself. Have fun. Prioritize fun. If streaming is not fun, don't stream. Straight up. If every time you go live, you're like, oh, this is a chore. Oh, I don't feel like it. Don't stream. Stop it. Find another hobby. Start knitting. Get into remote control planes or cars. Go for a walk. Go hiking. Pick up photography. No, but honestly, there are specific things about turning a hobby into a job that you're gonna dislike. It's just how it is, right? I love making YouTube videos. I love yapping. As you can see, I'm yapping so much right now. I don't care about editing. Editing is super peaceful for me. I absolutely hate looking for keywords, writing descriptions, setting up tags, even doing thumbnails. Like I like doing thumbnails, but I don't like doing thumbnails at the same time, right? Writing like a clickbait title that people are gonna click on. Hate that. Having to put gameplay in my videos to keep you entertained. I don't like that. I'm kidding about that part. I don't mind. But if there are specific parts that are impacting the whole thing, I would say get rid of them, right? The big one that comes to mind is the whole schedule thing. A lot of gurus are gonna be like, you need a schedule. And honestly, having a schedule helps. It helps a lot because it puts you into people's routines. I come back from work at 8 and then 8:30, I know that gal level is gonna go live. It's easy, right? You create regulars and everyone who is in that time slot can become a viewer, and then on and on and on every day, right? If you stream one day at 8 p.m. and then the other day you stream at 5 a.m., it's two different people from all around the world. It's like you're starting from scratch. It's kind of like you made a new channel now for the 5 a.m. people and you're trying to get new viewers, right? And it can be discouraging if you're streaming at different times all the time and you're like, oh, I can't get consistent viewership. It's normal. But setting up a schedule for some people is amazing because they stick to it. They get like the maximum impact that does. And then for some other people, sticking to a schedule feels like it's refraining them from, like, it's taking away their freedom in a way. And I'm like that. I'm 100% like that. I don't have a schedule for YouTube. I don't have a schedule for Twitch because having a schedule makes it not fun for me. I wake up, I like to wake up and then decide what I'm going to do that day, depending on how I feel. And I know that's very privileged, but hey, I also grinded to become a full-time content creator. That's partially the whole goal, right? But if I'm gonna stream, I always try to stream at the same bracket of time, around the same time. I know it's gonna be nighttime. It's gonna be anywhere from 8 p.m. for me all the way up to 11 p.m. I will start my stream. You're not gonna catch me streaming at 4 a.m. out of nowhere. I might. I like the freedom to think that I can, but most likely you're gonna catch me around the same time. So I don't have the stress of the schedule. I don't feel like I have to. If I'm not feeling right at the specific moment, maybe in an hour, I'm gonna feel better. And then I go live, no stress. So if something like a schedule is ruining the fun of being a live streamer, get rid of that schedule. Get rid of that schedule. Something you see a lot is people constantly apologizing on Twitter. Sorry guys, no stream tonight. I gotta do this. I'm not feeling well. Sorry guys, gotta cancel today's stream. Sorry. A lot of my friends are gonna hate me for this, but it's annoying. Like, it's annoying. If you set up a schedule just to constantly cancel said schedule, why do you have a schedule? Just stream whenever you feel like it. Or if you're gonna have specific streams, just announce the stream a couple hours before, or maybe a day before, and then do that specific stream. Don't be like, hey, here's my schedule for the whole week, just to stick to just one of those streams. Because yes, you're trying to make it fun for yourself, but you're also trying to make it fun for the people who follow you. Right? That's the whole point of them following you. If I'm following you and you're constantly like, I'm not feeling well, canceling stream, not feeling well, like, I'm gonna be concerned. I'm gonna feel concerned. And maybe I should be, but it's just like, is that the content that you, like, is that the content creator you are? You're someone that people are gonna feel concerned. Like, it's gonna become out of pity now that people are gonna follow. Is that what you want? It's not gonna be fun to follow you. It's just gonna be stressful. Maybe that's too real. Maybe I'm not gonna put that in the video, but for like, I'm not saying you're not allowed to have, personal things going on, but I see so many streamers like fall into this, hey, I'm gonna do this fun thing. Hey, follow me, I'm so fun. Just to be like a pit of despair just because of how they're handling their presence online. How do you avoid that? You prioritize fun. That's it. If you prioritize fun, it's gonna be more fun for you. It's also gonna be more fun for the viewer. Again, what games should I play? A game that is fun for you. A time where you're allowed to have fun. Hey, I'm a new streamer. Do you have any tips? You want one magical tip that's gonna help you? Here's 2. 1, don't be boring. 2, have fun. 3, follow me on Twitch.